The U.S. Marshals Service is looking for Christopher Brian Havens, a man whose housing stability was described by his probation officer as problematic, but who has a history of connections to several areas in Virginia. Havens was reportedly in federal court on January 3, 2025. According to the U.S. Marshals Service, he was granted bond that day, and he was scheduled to report to probation on January 6. But on that day, he was arrested for public intoxication by Chesterfield police. He was released from Chesterfield's custody the next day on January 7, 2025, and that's the last time Mr. Havens has been seen. He's wanted for violation of supervised probation ordered by the federal court in Newport News, something not new to him at all. For background, Havens was convicted and served time in a federal prison for robbery and using a firearm in commission of a violent crime. He was released and began 5 years of supervised probation on February 17, 2023. Within 2 weeks of beginning probation, he tested positive for buprenorphine and signed an admission of drug use form for cocaine. In the months that followed, on numerous occasions, he either tested positive for cocaine or signed admission of drug use forms. According to his probation officer, within 5 months of his release, there were incidents when he couldn't get in contact with Havens. Havens later admitted using cocaine and also leaving the Eastern District of Virginia without permission. All violations. Although he was supposed to live at his mother's house in Hampton unless given permission to move, according to the probation officer, in mid-November 2023, Havens reported staying with his girlfriend in Richmond. The following month, on Christmas Eve, a person called police to that address belonging to his girlfriend and claimed Havens was holding a woman in the basement against her will. According to the court documents, the police found the basement door locked with no doorknob. While they were searching the upper area of the house, a woman came out of the basement, wouldn't comply with their commands, and 2 officers found it necessary to force her to the ground and cuff her. Afterwards, she admitted Havens was in the basement, but police found that he had run out of the back door of the basement. The woman claimed she was not being held against her will, that they were just arguing. According to the report, Havens is a schizophrenic and thought she was working with the police and she had officers hiding in the woods waiting for him. She claimed that there was no physical altercation. So ultimately, Chesterfield police determined that there was no crime committed in that incident. However, they determined that Havens was the suspect in multiple grocery store larcenies in that area, and a warrant was issued for Havens for petty larceny. A week later, in Roanoke, police caught Havens. He was driving a stolen vehicle and took police on a ride before he was caught. So Happy New Year 2024 came for him in jail. For the larcenies in Chesterfield, Havens got a 12-month sentence with 11 months and 25 days suspended, so essentially a 5-day sentence. He also received 12 months of unsupervised probation. In Roanoke, he pled guilty to felony eluding with a year sentenced and suspended, and he pled guilty to grand larceny auto and got 4 years with all but 11 months suspended. Oh, and he also got unsupervised probation for that. In January 2024, his probation officer, Daniel Miller, petitioned the court for a warrant to order Havens to court to show cause why his supervision shouldn't be revoked. In that request, he pointed to Havens' arrests as well as 8 other conditions of release that Havens violated. But apparently, the unsupervised probation from Chesterfield and Roanoke hasn't worked out any better than the supervised probation from the feds, because the U.S. Marshals are now circulating a wanted poster and asking for tips and information on the whereabouts of Mr. Havens. Christopher Havens is a white male, 43, 5'11", with blue eyes, and he may be bald. If so, he'll have tattoos on his head as well as tattoos on his neck and both arms. The U.S. Marshals Service emphasized his family ties in Hampton and his connections in Richmond, Chesterfield area, as well as Roanoke. They also cautioned he's known to abuse drugs, and they list him as an alcoholic.